And action. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Mindy here again. I am reading Nowhere But Up by Pattie Mallette. I am on chapter 9. Yes, I am on chapter 9. I did chapter 10 some days ago, so maybe like a week and some days, or maybe 2 weeks, I don't know, around that time frame. If you want to go back and look at it, you can. And of course, I started on chapter 1, and if you scroll and search, you can find old videos and you can watch. And if you want to catch up on the story, so let's jump right into it. So I'm just gonna go into it. If you want to catch up, you can go on my old videos so that way you don't feel kind of lost. I just share my tidbits and commentary on some things, so I'm just kind of going with the flow. And yeah, so on chapter 9, the first part that caught my attention and I feel like I could share with you guys is, so Pattie stayed at the pregnancy home for 1 month after birth to her baby Justin, aka Justin Bieber. She described how she felt really happy to be home. So she was in a pregnancy center during her whole entire pregnancy, and then she stayed there for a month, and then she was finally able to go home. So yeah, it's cool that they have that kind of stuff in Canada. Like, I don't know the details of it and how it is as a system, but like on the overall surface, it sounds pretty cool. So next thing I have from chapter 9, it says 11 days after Justin Bieber was born, his dad was able to see him for the first time. It occurred at Pattie's mom's house before Jeremy met the baby. Pattie was nervous. So it occurred at Pattie Millette's mom's house, and before Jeremy, the father of the baby, met the baby, Pattie was nervous how he would react because their relationship was on and off. He wasn't as serious as a partner, so she didn't know like how he would act. So like he was in awe of Justin, and he looked at him with like fatherly eyes, and she really liked that, and I thought that was pretty cool. And I think that gave her hope that maybe they can be a family, even though she knew that the relationship was toxic. It kind of gave her that hope. Okay, so the next part. Pattie talks about how her mom and stepdad Bruce would sometimes take the baby when she needed a breather. That makes me think about how my family does that for me as a young mother that is on her own, because I'm a young single mom by choice because I did donor conception. So I had family that helped me. And I say here, even though there can be drama moments with family, it's good when it's good. It's good when you get help, and it's good when you have that support. So I guess forgiveness plays intact in family life. I know sometimes some things seem unforgivable, but forgiveness is really important, and we gotta try our best to do it. So Pattie was able to get an apartment. It wasn't the best of apartments, but it was her home. And after she got an apartment, Jeremy, the father of the baby and Pattie's on and off boyfriend, he came back into the picture. Things were wild and crazy, and they had crazy moments, fights. They also had good moments. Jeremy also had a moment where he went to church and he said he found God. So if you go in chapter 9, you read you'll get the deets, which they're really good deets. I highly recommend you read chapter 9 and get the details of that. There's at the end, spoiler alert, at the end when Pattie had enough and Jeremy was in the apartment and he didn't want to leave, and she would tell him to leave because he cheated on her multiple times, and this time she was like putting her foot down. He didn't want to leave, and Pattie took a beer bottle because he had beer all over, and she slammed it on his face, and he was bleeding, and I think he got the message and he left. I don't recommend doing that because you could go to jail. I don't know. Maybe Jeremy didn't call the police on her, but don't do that. But that's what she did. She was in fight or flight mode, and she picked fight. And so, yeah. And then she said at the end of the book that was the last straw and that they weren't going to be together. We'll see in the book if that actually happens. But she said that was the last straw, and in the book, you know that the relationship is toxic, and yeah. So I'm going to read the first sentence of the book so you can get an idea, and the last sentence of the book so you can get a vibes of the book, and you can connect with me if you're reading. So the first sentence: Justin's hungry. My house is a mess. I don't have time for all this stress. It's 1 a.m, so tired, so blessed. I think I'll go get some rest. Any first-time mom can know that being a mom can be tiring, especially when you're on your own. Even if you have that support, sometimes it can be really tiring, it can be really hard. And I know that as a twin mom. But reading that, I felt connected to her as a young mom. Even though she kind of had Jeremy, and I never had a partner per se. Like, I had people I was dating. But I feel like it's different. Like, it makes you wonder how it feels like to have like a family unit with a baby. I'm sure God is still there and he's helping us and he's by our side, but sometimes you just want to have that family, like the ones that you think about when you're a little girl that you want. And when you don't have that, sometimes it can be tough. But you're still thankful for your baby or babies in my case, and you love them so much. So last sentence: I came back to my apartment the next day. It was practically empty. After she had the fight with Jeremy, she went to, I think she spent the night at her mom's. And then she came back. Jeremy took all the furniture in the apartment. I think all she had was the TV left. And yeah, as you can see, the relationship is toxic. That was after the baby was born, after Justin was born. That's what went down. Highly recommend read chapter 9. It kept me glued to the book. I'm trying to not write too much card, just kind of give you an idea and just kind of share what I read and what I found interesting and what stood out. It's just so we can either connect or just so you can kind of get an idea to see if you want to get the book. So that is all. Thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. The book again is Nowhere But Up by Pattie Mallette, forward by Justin Bieber with AJ Gregory. The story of Justin Bieber's mom. I'm a Justin Bieber fan. Not proud of everything he does, like smoking of cigarettes and stuff like that. I'm not a fan of that. But I like some of his music. And I think he's pretty cool. And I connected with her mom on social media, his mom on social media before. It was cool. This is a fun little hobby of mine, of reading her story. And I hope that you guys can kind of read in it. It kind of makes you want to be strong when you read someone's struggle, because you want to be strong in their place, like for them, kind of like when you're walking for a breast cancer walk, like you're being supportive, and it helps you be strong. It's kind of like the book does that for me, so maybe it might do that for you. Always good to read a good book. I can't wait to see what happens next. I hope you guys have a great day, and until next time, sayonara, toodles.